Welcome to Actual Nightmare. These are 3 real stories that left people disturbed, confused, and in some cases, changed forever.
Number 1, the Elisa Lam case. In 2013, a 21-year-old student named Elisa Lam checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She never checked out. For weeks, no one could find her. Then a hotel guest reported low water pressure. When hotel staff checked the rooftop water tanks, they found her body floating inside. The lid was heavy, the alarm system was working, and Elisa had no way of reaching the roof. But somehow, she was there. Before she disappeared, security cameras caught Elisa inside an elevator. In the footage, she presses all the buttons, hides in the corner, steps in and out, acting terrified. Then she gestures towards something, or someone, just out of frame. The doors never close. To this day, no one knows how she got to the roof. Some blame mental illness. Others say something darker was at play. The case is still surrounded by mystery, and the footage is one of the most unsettling things ever captured. Number 2, the Watcher House. In 2014, a family bought their dream home in Westfield, New Jersey. Just days after closing, they received a letter. It was handwritten, no return address, and it started like this. Dearest new neighbor at 657 Boulevard. I have been watching the house for decades. My grandfather watched it in the 1920s. My father watched in the 1960s. It is now my time. The writer called themselves The Watcher. They claimed to know personal details, the family's car, their children's names, even the layout of the house. Another letter said, "Do you need to fill the house with the young blood I requested?" Police investigated but found nothing. The family never moved in. Lawsuits were filed. Private investigators were hired, but the Watcher was never caught. To this day, no one knows who sent the letters or why. The story is real and the house still stands. Number 3, the disappearance of Dylan Ehler. A 3-year-old boy vanishes in seconds from his grandmother's backyard in Canada. No warning, no witnesses, just questions that echo in the community to this day. His mother ran out to grab a coffee. When she returned minutes later, Dylan had vanished. His rubber boots and toy truck were all that remained, found near a local stream. The backyard overlooked Leper Brook, a small tributary with strong currents. Police believe Dylan may have slipped in, but his water-soaked boots were the only trace recovered. No abduction, no evidence of foul play, just a missing toddler and a family desperate for answers. Here's where it gets troubling. Volunteers say police focused only on search and rescue, not treating it as a possible criminal case. They never sealed off the scene. Meanwhile, social media exploded. A Facebook group accused his family of hiding the truth. Comments ranged from negligence to conspiracy theories. The family sued under cyberbullying laws to force admins to remove posts. Dylan's mother even petitioned for a new child alert system in Nova Scotia, called the Ehler Alert, because she felt the response was dangerously slow.
1 year later, volunteers left hundreds of small paper boats in Leper Brook in his memory, a haunting visual symbol that captured the sorrow and unanswered grief of a community. To this day, no definitive cause of disappearance is confirmed. No body, no abductor, no closure. Just a missing boy and a journey of grief that still haunts Nova Scotia. It's a true nightmare when time stops and questions never find answers.
Actual Nightmare. The disappearance of Brandon Swanson. This last story is less known, but maybe the most disturbing. A young man calls for help. He sounds calm, confused, confused. Then suddenly, he screams and vanishes. No trace, no explanation, just a phone call that ended in silence. 19-year-old Brandon Swanson was driving home late at night after a small celebration in Marshall, Minnesota. Around 1:30 a.m., he accidentally drove his car into a ditch near the town of Lind. He wasn't hurt, just stuck, so he called his parents. He said he wasn't far. He could see lights from a nearby town. His dad offered to come get him, and for the next 47 minutes, he kept describing landmarks, gravel roads, fences, a bridge. His father drove up and down the area but couldn't find him. At exactly 2:30 a.m., Brandon suddenly said, "Oh, sht." Then a loud noise, possibly a stumble, possibly something else. Then silence. The call remained connected for several more minutes, but Brandon never said another word. Police didn't take the case seriously at first. They assumed he was just a kid who wandered off, but the Swanson family insisted something was wrong. In the coming days, police dogs traced Brandon's scent down gravel roads, past fields, through dense brush, and to the edge of a riverbank. His car was eventually found, 20 miles away from where he said he was. No signs of a struggle, no footprints beyond the river, no wallet, no phone, nothing. Brandon was never found. In his memory, the Swanson family helped push for Brandon's Law, which requires police in Minnesota to start missing person searches immediately, regardless of age. To this day, people speculate, did he fall into the river? Did someone follow him? Or did something happen the moment he said, "Oh shit"? Something we'll never hear. A full-grown man, on the phone with his parents, describing his every move, and then gone. We got one more story to tell. A medical student walks into a bar. He's seen on camera, smiling, talking, drinking. A few hours later, he vanishes. No one saw him leave. No body, no evidence. The exit was watched the entire night, and yet he was gone. No one saw him leave, no body, no evidence. The exit was watched the entire night, and yet he was gone. On April 1st, 2006, 27-year-old Brian Shaffer was out bar hopping with friends in Columbus, Ohio. He had just finished midterms at medical school and was ready to relax. Around 1:15 a.m., Brian was seen on security footage entering the Ugly Tuna Saloona, a bar on the second floor of a shopping plaza. He laughed with friends, he even flirted with women outside the entrance, and then nothing. Security footage showed Brian entering the bar, but never leaving. Cameras covered both exits, the escalator entrance and a service hallway with motion-triggered doors. Police reviewed hours of footage. Brian never appeared again. It was like he vanished into thin air. The only exits were either in plain view or through a locked employee area, but no one remembered seeing him go through. No one found his body. His phone never pinged again. His bank account remained untouched. Police launched one of Ohio's biggest missing person investigations. Some believed Brian fell victim to foul play. Others believed he walked out disguised or used a blind spot in the cameras. His apartment was untouched. No passport activity, no mental health warnings. And here's what made it even weirder. He had just told friends he planned to propose to his girlfriend the next week. The bar staff were all interviewed, no suspects, no witnesses. To this day, Brian Shaffer's disappearance remains unsolved. His face is still on missing posters across Ohio. His family still hopes he's alive. And the footage, showing him walk in and never out, is still online with no answers. It's one of the most haunting cases of modern time. A man goes out for drinks and vanishes without a trace, like the building swallowed him whole. 1 year after Brian vanished, his father, who had tirelessly searched for him, tragically died in a freak accident during a storm. At his online memorial, someone left a comment anonymously that simply read, "Brian is alive."
The IP address traced back to a public computer in Columbus, but the user was never identified. Over the years, there have been reported sightings, even one in Sweden. None confirmed. His face remains one of the most circulated in modern missing persons cases. The camera showed him go in. It never showed him come out. And all these years later, the door to that mystery is still closed.